Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Angelica. This channel is where I offer daily transmissions or readings if you prefer to call them that. I'm going to be offering vlogs, something that I'm calling human management, right? For starseeds, managing your human, figuring out how to do the things. I'm also going to be building a community here, a healing community. So the things that I'm speaking about here in the readings, etc., we're going to actually be doing the things, releasing the resistance, healing on a very visceral, profound, deep level. Okay. Those are some of the things that I'm going to be offering here, as well as full and new moon messages, such as this full moon message now. As far as today's message, my intention is that this only find you if this is meant for you. Okay. I have a channeled message and then we're going to pull some cards. So let's get into it. Yeah. All right. So I was kind of, I'm not shocked isn't quite the word, but I was a little surprised that this message came in at this time because let me be clear. I do know astrology and stuff like that, but I'm not an astrologist. I am not that versed in it. However, I'm just saying that to say, like, I haven't looked at the astrology. I don't know what's going on there. But I do know the energies that are coming up, and something that has really come into, I guess, the message is coming forth. I was surprised at, let's just say that. So the full moon message for this full moon in Libra, right, on 4/1/2026 is about finances. It's about money. I was feeling source come in, right? Because I talk to source. A source, what do my people need to hear? What needs to be heard in this message? What needs to come through, etc. Right? So that's my intention. And I was getting very plain as day finances, right? The financial climate is changing. There was also something very important that came through that I'm feeling to speak on or kind of just put out there right away. Is whoever I'm reading for, whoever this is for, there may be people around you that have, and this isn't judgment, a broke mindset. Okay. Just those that maybe had a different experience with money, finances, and maybe who weren't educated. I'm someone that has to literally learn and teach myself these things because I wasn't taught that. I was a big, sensitive, empathic, psychically open person, kid that inherited a lot of trauma, experienced a lot of trauma, and was never taught about very practical things in life. And so, for whoever I'm reading for whoever this message and transmission is for, you may feel like you have the same upbringing or the same type of similar experiences. Regardless, here's what it is. The first message that was coming in is, like I said, you might have people around you that have like a certain type of mindset when it comes to money. What I keep hearing is a broke mindset, that it is a thing. I'm not here to judge because, like I said, I shared with you part of my journey is learning about money in this reality. But for who this message is for, sources coming through very, very, very clear and saying, the people around you may have this mindset, but you, if you're watching this, that is not the mindset that you prefer to have, right? You prefer to elevate your thinking, elevate your frequency, elevate your beliefs around money. Am I not right? Right? Just saying. Sources coming in here to say at this time, don't let those people that have a broke mindset, that might have that mindset, don't let those people plant seeds of doubt. If anything, you need to practice your frequency more, getting into the frequency of abundance, of having it all now, because you really do, because it's a frequency, right? You might have to practice in order to override that. Okay? Don't let people come up here and plant seeds of doubt in your fucking garden because your subconscious, the door to your subconscious is not always one that we're consciously guarding, or we're not always consciously aware of what slips past into the subconscious, right? That door can be very fickle. And the guardian that is guarding that door to your subconscious may not always be there if you're not practicing that consciously. Anything that the subconscious, any little seeds that get planted in the subconscious and you're unaware of that, can really sabotage you, can really sidetrack you. It can really do quite a number on your mindset. And I've done done at this point I've done about, my awakening was in 2015, so 11 years, right? 2017 is when I really started doing this work, but like even up until then I was still learning and doing all the things, right? So I've been doing this for a minute. Like I've been able to see how things can get planted real easy. So the message that's coming through is like, stop playing in your own face. Stop allowing other people's to play the broke game in front of you. If that's their game, or if that is their and maybe it is not even their conscious intention, right, for their life, but it's just maybe they're not quite in the space of making everything conscious like you are. Regardless of what they got going on, you need to be in your mastery. This is about mastery. The age of Aquarius isn't fucking around for those who aren't willing to grow and expand with the changing times. And that's why there is, I wouldn't say that's why there is, but there is a massive purge going on, whether that's purging the old beliefs, purging the old systems, purging people. It's just simply part of the mechanics of what's happening. We're coming out of, I want to say in the Kali Yuga, right? We were in a Kali Yuga. I can't remember, but it's literally the part of where we were the furthest from the sun, right? Our central sun. And now we're coming back into being more close to our central sun. So there's a very symbolic, deeply unconscious thing that happens. Like, right, we start becoming aware of all of these things, and within our own life, within the collective, what's actually important, the values, etc. Things start changing. I like to call it the age of empowerment because for me, that's been my journey of empowerment. So my part of my blueprint is to help you empower yourself. To remind you how to be powerful and stand in that shit and fucking reclaim your power. The age of Aquarius ain't fucking around. I need you to really understand this. We ain't fucking around anymore. Okay? So if you're seeing this, just take heed, take it how it resonates, okay? So it's time to start to stop messing around in your face, especially when it comes to finances, especially when it comes to money, because the financial climate is changing. Okay. So I'm going to read you the notes that I took. I took quite a bit of notes front and back here of what was coming through. And then we'll get into the reading. So the financial climate is changing. There is a split in timelines. So just as, if you're in the spiritual community or have been in a while, or have been for a while, you might have heard many teachers out there talking about how there's a split, right? There's a high vibrational timeline and a lower vibrational timeline. And for the purposes of this video and for the purposes of simply just making things more simple, we're just going to say it's 2 timelines. It's not really 2. There are infinite amount of timelines you could possibly even put your trajectory on. But for the sake of simplicity and for the sake of not adding confusion to the game, we're just going to say it's 2. There's a high vibrational timeline and a low vibrational timeline. Okay. Source is coming through and asking, which one are you on? Which timeline are you on? Are you on the low vibrational timeline? Are you on the high vibrational timeline? Okay. This is also a reflection question for you, because if you feel like you're on the low vibrational timeline, then I'm just going to say it like this. You need to get your shit together. You need to start healing and divesting yourself of the low vibrational thoughts, the limiting beliefs, the fear-based beliefs. All of these beliefs around money that are like, oh, it's hard to come by. It doesn't grow on trees, right? It only goes to the 1%. It doesn't go to people like me. It doesn't go to people like you because, we ain't privileged. Whatever the fuck your limiting beliefs are around money and currency, they need to shift. This isn't a game. Also, it's a game, so be playful with it, okay? There's a paradox coming through here. Source again is saying which one you're on, which timeline you're on is determined by your predominant mindset, beliefs, feelings, and actions towards money and currency, okay? I'm also going to give you a journal prompt as well as for some practical guidance and to help you release some of this, to release some of the maybe lower vibrations, lower frequencies, heaviness, density that you might have around money. So stay tuned, okay? And then this thing came in around currency exchange, okay? It's literally the words currency exchange, okay? This is about currency. Money is a current. It's literally a current of energy, right? So I want you to think of it as in terms of being a currency. Yeah. It's literally a currency. How do you currently exchange energy currents with others? How do you currently exchange energy currents with others? Now, everything is an energy current, right? Money being one of those currents. How do you exchange with others? Do you exchange it with this, with the attitude of it's so expensive, and you're always talking about inflation, you're always talking about how expensive everything is, you're always talking about how money is just so frustrating and I hate it. This is what I'm talking about that needs to be shifted. Now, you are the only one that can do that, and it's up to you to do that. I'm just simply here to show you that you have the power to fucking do that. Okay? I've done it for myself. Trust me. It might be a lot of work or it might take some work, but trust me, it's fucking worth it. Okay? How do you currently exchange energy currents with others? Money being one of those energy currents. Is it transactional? Is it conditional? Are you just uninterested? Something also is coming in here about think about the different types of words and terms that we have that double for that will also double for money language, right? Interest, right? I said uninterested. Are you, uh, are you gaining interest, right? Or things like appreciate, right? Mm, transactional, okay? Currency, you know, and that money current being a currency, appreciating. What do you appreciate? Do you appreciate money? Do you give it your value, right? What kind of values do you have? What kind of values are you living in? If you're constantly, if you're obsessed with being frugal and things like that, there's something here coming in about being frugal to the point where it's actually a detriment. It's actually, you've actually, I would say, digressed to this thing of like, I can only have so much, and there's not a full flow. So for whoever this message, this might be for a couple people in the collective. But there's something about, like being frugal is good. That's fine. But how are you balancing it out with, like, are you thinking frugally? Are you only thinking like, I only have this much. I only have this much. What is your mindset about money? Okay. Where's the value you're offering or being offered? These are some journal prompts. Please, if Source is giving them to me, I'm giving them to you for your highest good. Only you can show up and do the work and figure these things out for yourself. I can't do it. I can guide you through it, but I can't do that work for you. Okay. What's the value of energy current being exchanged? Now, this is not simply in interactions, right? Like but like we want to think micro and macro. We want to think, what is the energy current? What is the value, or what is the frequency of the energy current being exchanged in your relationships, right? Friendships, romantic ships. Sorry, we're moving a lot of energy right now. Romantic ships, business partnerships. What is the frequency of the energy? If the frequency is low, then something needs to shift. Okay? What's the value of energy current being exchanged? Do you value it? Is it adding value to your life? Is it adding value to you, your mindset? Is it helping you shift in expansive ways? Or is it seeking to bring you down and to cause fear, cause you to dim your light and almost retract and contract in fear? Okay. I need you to be very, very mindful, because there's something very intentional coming through this. Okay. So basically it's what's the frequency? Is it joyous and expansive, or is it doom and gloom? Right? You're always talking about inflation. You're always talking about how fucking expensive everything. Nobody wants to be around that shit. Especially if we're trying, especially if you're like me and you're like consciously elevating your frequency, your mindset, every part of you, how you feel around money, and you're wanting to elevate that. We don't want to be around. It's not even that we don't want to be around. It's like when someone's in the energy of doom and gloom and inflation and how expensive everything always is, that's going to affect your frequency, unless you can bring people in and suck people in to your reality, right? You have to have the stronger energy here. That's why I say you have to practice. If you find that your frequency is being brought down by being around those people, either don't talk about that kind of things, know your boundaries. Like, nope, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not going to give it energy. I'm going to walk right out of the room, or I'm going to express what I need to express around like boundaries around it. I'm gonna get the fuck on. Or you need to cut those people out of your life. Okay, it's up to you. Take it as it resonates. But like, again, this isn't a game, but it's a game. You know what I mean? You need to know when to let go. You need to know when to hold them. You need to know when to fold them. And you need to know all of the things that he sang about in that song. Okay? All right. If there's little to no value being offered, then we'd suggest, this is coming from source, then we'd suggest and or encourage you to make shifts and choices to either increase the value or to make shifts and conscious choices to either increase the value of the conversation, the interaction, right? Or detach, remove your focus away from things, people, circumstances, places, etc. that aren't adding value to you and your life. I need you to start thinking in those money terms, adding value. Is this adding value? Is it taking value? Is it appreciating? Is it depreciating? Right? Where's the incentive? Am I interested in this? Am I interested in this thing that brings my vibration down? Ooh, if I am, why? That's an interesting one I'm hearing for somebody that's coming through. This is about the frequency of the energy currents you give your focus to. This is about being very deliberate, very intentional. We're working up the way in mastery levels, guys. Okay? Especially in a frequency war. Low vibrational energy currents will keep you locked into the systems that are currently crumbling. I'm hearing not to go into that because we don't need to make this about doom and gloom, but I will say this. If you are locking yourself into lower vibrational systems that are attached to those systems that are currently crumbling, there may be like a tower moment of like, oh shit, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. And it's okay. Either way, it's fine. You're making a choice. You're still human. You're doing the things. It doesn't matter if we all die tomorrow, you know. And I'm not saying that from a place of apathy or futility. I'm saying it from a place of the infinite being that I am. Like, literally, you will still move on to the next, you will still transition into the next life, into the next stage of you, into the next chapter, into the next expression. So that's why I say it's a game. All right? It doesn't matter if the world ended tomorrow. We'd still all go to where we needed to go and continue. Don't be so fucking attached. But also, it's serious. And if you're here to be here and you know the mission, right? The paradox. Okay, what's next? Practice. Here is some practical advice, right? Putting it into practice. Practice consciously raising your frequency about money and receiving. Okay, that's going to tap you into the right frequency that you need to attract, magnetize, manifest miracles and shifts and the karmic credits you are owed. There are people in this audience, and you're going to know if you're one. You know you have a karmic credit coming. Maybe you had one person or multiple people throughout your life kind of screw you around money, or take off around money. Oh, I'm going to pay you back. And then nothing, right? There's something there coming in around that as well. Okay. So the practical advice here, the true practice, like, is raising your frequency about money. And I would say you don't even have to necessarily have it be around money. You can. And if you can do that, all the more better, to be honest. Actually, no, I'm hearing that because then I'm hearing Abraham Hicks come in. You don't necessarily have to focus on the specifics around money. You can focus very vaguely. And I'll give you an example. Oh, I really love it when money comes in to support me in unexpected ways. I really like feeling supported when it comes to finances. I really like and love the the feeling of feeling supported, feeling secure with money. And I'd really like to increase that feeling. I'd really like to increase my my finances. I really love the idea of shifting my relationship with money to where it feels supportive, expansive, and just joyous and excited. Now, that's just a little bit of momentum. I'm still practicing myself, especially when it comes to money. But you can be specific around money and be more vague. Okay, it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to be so happy when $100,000 reaches my account. No, honey, if that's not going to do it, you need to find ways to feel good around money. This is a very practical skill. And I feel like people don't value or utilize it enough. This, and I'm going to get into a little bit of a rant here when it comes to superheroes. Okay. And I'm going to use the Flash as an example. Do you think upon receiving his speedster abilities, the Flash was just like, I'm not going to practice this. I'm good. I'm speedy enough. No, he got his ass on that fucking treadmill, that speedy treadmill, and he's seen how fast he could go. And there's something about his metabolism, like he can eat so much, right? He was experimenting. He was figuring out how to increase his capacity, increase his ability to hold this, and not only increase his ability to hold it, but increases his abilities. These small things where we go into meditation, this is not even scratching the fucking surface, guys. It's not even scratching the surface. But you don't get to where the Flash was or is if you skip the foundational steps. And somebody needs to hear it like this. You need to put actual earnest boots on the ground practice. You don't go to the gym and become a bodybuilder in one day. You don't become a figure competitor in one day. It took me years. I was already in fitness about 6 or 7 years before I decided, and before I got the bug, I got the bug to want to compete and start really building, like going into bodybuilding and crafting and creating and sculpting my muscles to be a figure competitor. It took me years. It took me so many hours in the gym that people didn't see. These types of practices are your place in the gym. It's your version of being in the gym, and people don't see what you're doing and what you're practicing, but you're practicing it. Okay? I just really needed to drive that home because there's something very, very, very strongly coming in about this. Okay? We need to be very practical. You think you get to be an Avenger by just having everything? No, you need to heal. Otherwise, you become the Joker. That's a whole nother video, right? Yeah, we've seen the super, what is it? The super villain become the super villain because they didn't heal. If you're trying to become a fucking superhero, you need to heal. You need to practice. You need to put your boots on the ground type of experience. You need to do the things in a very specific way, but you are the one that's going to have to figure out those ways for you. Or maybe find someone and invest that they've already figured out certain ways and they can help you. Right? All right. I'm hearing here, when it comes to the karmic credits, we're just going to backtrack a little bit. Source is saying, God is saying, they didn't forget your karmic credits. They were just simply waiting for the exact right time, because God knows, right? Source knows, the universe knows when to bring those things in for you and when they're actually going to, when that the best time for that is, right? The best timing, right? We're talking about source, divine timing. Hello. Who better than source to give you that karmic credit directly? And what I'm hearing now is that you're going to know when that karmic credit hits. You're going to know that it's source paying you back, the universe paying you back. I'm hearing this specifically for, I would say, most of the collective. You're going to know. You're going to know that that was the karmic credit that you were owed from when you got screwed, or from when whatever happened around money. Okay? Just take it as it resonates. Okay. Here's another practical tip that I want. Here's another exercise that I was feeling to bring in. Okay. I want you, if you're reading, if you're reading this, if you're watching this, if you made it to this point in the video, I'm hearing it's really important for you to do this. Okay. It's your choice whether you do it or not. I'm not going to judge. I'm not here, like I said, I can't do the work for you. But this is what I'm feeling. If you've reached this point in the video, this is what I'm feeling is going to help you, and going to help you release a lot of shit that you don't realize is in your field around money. Okay, it's going to create a lot more flow. I want you to write a release letter to money. I want you to express your money woes. Whatever money, that's literally what I got from source, money woes. Okay, so if you resonate with that, I have a lot of money woes. I want you to write a letter to money. However that comes out, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's hurt, whether it's pain, whether it's disappointment, desperation around money, struggle, scarcity, poverty, whatever it is around money, the emotions that you have around money, excuse me, I just want you to express it. We're moving a lot of energy here. I want you to express it. It hurt me when you didn't show up for this and this and this, and I hated you and blah, blah, blah. Whatever you got to say, I need you to get it out. However ugly or cringy or whatever it is, I need you to get it out. Here is the thing though. This is not a digital thing. No writing on your fucking phone. I need you to get a physical piece of paper and a pen to write this shit out. Because this is going to be high alchemy. I'm going to teach you high alchemy. Okay. And for those of you who've been doing this and maybe you didn't know, this is high alchemy. Okay. I want you to write a release letter to money, expressing all your money woes, money issues, money problems, struggles, the emotions that you are holding around money, like disappointment, anger, whatever. I need you to express all of the things. Express any grievances you have with money, right? You weren't here for me with this. I feel insecure with you. I feel this and blah, blah, blah. I want you to keep on. If you have to write, I'm literally seeing some of y'all writing pages and pages because it's stuck in your field and you need to express this. Okay? Whether it's rage, whatever it is, you need to express it. And I need you to keep expressing all of the things until you can't express it anymore, or until you feel the shift. Okay? You're going to feel a visceral shift. Sometimes that shift is a little subtle, and sometimes the shift is that you just feel lighter. Okay? So I want you to just kind of understand that. All right? Then I want you to express that I want you to express your desire, your want, your preference to build a different and healthy relationship with money. I need you to express that. Even though I have all these grievances and all these things, I still want to understand you. I still feel confused. I still want clarity. I still want to build a better relationship with you. I still want to understand you. I want to work with you. I want to be your friend, right? However this comes up, and I want you to just express it intuitively. Express that you would like to have a different experience with money. Be intuitive with this. Okay, once you're done, I want you to burn the letter. I want you to go outside. I want you to get a bowl, some kind of fire-safe bowl. I want you to have some water, right? Um, a, a bowl, your letter, some water, okay? First, you're going to burn the letter. You're going to go outside. You're going to burn the letter, okay? I want you to let it burn all the way through. If there's any parts of the paper that still could be burned, I want you to burn them. I want you to make sure it's all ash. I just want you to be very thorough with this, okay? As that's burning, just give it some time because stuff will come through. You might experience burping, releasing, etc. You might experience some of that. So I just want you to sit with it for however long. This is going to be intuitive, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. But if it's intuitive, it could be longer, it could be shorter. Okay. Allow your mind to kind of clear, allow the energy to clear as all of this burns all the way through, and you're making sure everything is burnt. Okay. All the way through. Then once you kind of allow it space to burn and calcify, okay, then I want you to take your water and pour. Okay, after 5-10 minutes or whatever, pour the water on it. Okay, you kind of swish it around, make sure it's all good. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it to a tree or a special spot, and you don't have to dig a hole, but the digging a hole is actually really good. You can just take it to the tree and pour your stuff by the tree. I like to dig a hole and then put it in the hole and then put it on top, put some dirt on top of it. Then you're going to ask Pachamama, right, Mother Gaia, you're going to ask her to create something beautiful with this. Take this, make something beautiful with it. Make something beautiful for all of humanity. I want you to intend that this be for the highest good of all. And the medicine that's created also be accessible for all who need it and for their highest good. Okay, it kind of naturally is anyway, but when you can be intentional and deliberate with it, it goes even more. It like it the energy is more potent. I was going to say important. The energy is more potent that way. This is high magic alchemy. You're literally using all of the elements, right? You're going out into the air. You're using fire. You're using water, and you're using earth. You're literally the fucking a magician. I was going to say musician. You might be a musician. But this is high magic alchemy. And this is what's coming through for this full moon. That is going to help you release a big chunk of density, at least around money and finances for yourself. And it's going to help create a lot of extra space for this year, because there's a lot of blessings that are coming in for you, my dear, and we need this proper space. We need you to be clear and ready for these manifestations. Where is, one second. Oh, I guess, oh no, here it is. My lips are feeling a little dry. Okay. Hianato ua mikia sanata awa hasata. So there's some money codes coming in. Hia kianata amaku uata uokiamata kikianata kiata kiata kia. These are codes. Hiamata amaku ata takata kata 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 kata. Iya sanata kianata kuasanata. Yoasa hoanate yamaka kaka. There's a lot of different things coming in here, so I'm just bringing in the codes for you. So whatever codes you need, you're actually getting at this time. For some people, that might be dissemination of certain information they need, and to kind of help that unlock certain things in your brain, in your mindset, to shift your whole body. There's a lot of things happening. For others, there's certain money codes that you haven't quite cracked, or that you don't have quite, maybe you haven't quite had access to, or wasn't able to access something around this. And for whatever reason, I'm hearing that I have those codes because I've worked with several, I've worked with a couple of millionaires in my day. And I've received those codes for them, even though I'm still learning how to ground them and utilize them fully. They're still in my field. So I'm just disseminating whatever codes you need at this time. You can always come back and receive this again and again. To add different layers. Or different keys that might not have been integrated properly. Okay, so just take a deep breath. Imagine all those codes just landing wherever they need to, wherever's for your highest and greatest good. And as you take those deep breaths, I'm going to ask Source, what else is coming through for this full moon? What are we completing? What needs to be witnessed, said? What needs to be illuminated? What do we need to become aware of? Okay. All right. There it is. Oh, wow. Interesting. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, wow. Okay. And that is all underneath. Wow, this is crazy. Man, this is crazy. This is really cool. So okay. So I'm hearing it go top down. So this is your time to celebrate, my dear. It's time to celebrate. You're coming into a new chapter. A new understanding, a new way to look at life. But also, we're talking about money. It's time to celebrate now. Do not wait for the money, like the physical money or whatever it is, the currency, to hit your account to then be happy and celebrate. You need to celebrate now. Act as if. That fake it till you make it, that literally is telling you to find the frequency first. Practice the frequency, because the more you practice the frequency, your reality, then at some point you will cross a threshold that your reality literally has no choice but to reflect this new you. But getting there, that's going to take, that might take a minute. It takes a minute to build momentum. There's something about the flywheel analogy coming in here. It takes a minute to get that flywheel going, but once you got it going, it's literally creating its own momentum and boosting itself off of its own momentum. Okay. There's something in there about that, but it's time to celebrate now. Act as if you have the money in your account now. How would you feel? What would you be grateful for? What would you dictate that money for? I would just get into the feeling of like having that, feeling abundant, feeling secure, feeling safe, and feeling what that would feel like in all of your chakras and all of your body. Okay. Then we get, the celebration card says, a celebration is in order for all that you've endured and all that you've become. Let joy rise in your heart. You deserve to be happy. Just be happy now. Don't be happy when the fucking money comes. You need to be. It's also that. It's also this. Because Bashar said, I've heard Bashar say this. Like, this is where I got it from. It's the that's not a mirror analogy, a metaphor. I don't know what it is. Anyways, you look into a mirror, right? This is my mirror, right? You look into a mirror. You don't look into a mirror and tell the reflection, hey, you smile. You smile first, and then the reflection smiles back at you. Okay? There are deep teachings, deep unconscious, esoteric teachings that are there. Just in that statement, you cannot tell your reality. It's not this thing of, I'll believe it when I see it. That is no. That's actually backwards. You have to believe it to see it. What do you think Christ was doing? He was creating the miracles because he could see the miracles. And then everybody else could see that. Because he was so fucking tapped into who he was. Unconditional love. He was tapped into the fabric of reality. That's why he could bend all of these like things that supposedly you can't bend. That's just because we've forgotten, and the keys, the clues, the information has been hidden from us. Okay? This ain't a game. This ain't a conspiracy theory. It's literally what fucking happened. Okay? With this recognition, the world is taking notice of what you bring to the table. Whether it comes in the form of awards, accolades, or praise, let this be a reminder that you are capable of great things. You need to recognize, my dear, that you are capable. You are capable of great things. You are capable of doing all of the things that like making your dreams come true. You are capable of living a beautiful, abundant, amazingly just crazy, adventurous, spontaneous, whatever floats your goat, right? You are capable of creating all of that. I need you to recognize that right now. I need you to celebrate that right now. Now, if you cannot do that, that means there is resistance in your way. That simply means there's beliefs. There's something in your field that's creating resistance to believing that. Okay? But you need to recognize here and now that you have all of the information that you need to start. You have all of the information that you need right here and right now. You have value. Look at all those awards and accolades on the wall. It's coming in for you. And there's a reason why I'm reading this, because like I'm a reflection of this. It's literally happening for me too. As it happens for me, it happens for you. We're all walking each other home here. Do you understand, Savvy? Do you get it? Are things clicking in? Because I feel like Source is coming in and just like channeling. And it's like giving me all of these things that literally blew my mind. It's like streaming through. I'm like, wow, what's going on right now? Anyway, I need you to understand and believe that you are worthy of this praise, that you are worthy of these accolades, that you are capable of manifesting them, that bringing them in, doing the work, whatever that looks like. This also says to me value. I get value. You bring value. I want you to recognize that you bring value to other people's lives, that you have a lot of value to give. This whole celebration thing, it's like the hero at the end of the journey, realizing that they had to they had to dig deep. You dig deep. You have to dig deep to recognize the value that you already have in your experiences, in whether it's classes you've taken before or accolades that you know what I mean? Like, kind of like how I've been a bodybuilder, I've been a figure competitor, and I can tell people like, don't do that shit. Or when they come and ask me, hey, like, what is something that like I could do right now? And I'll tell them like, hey, and I want to actually start doing this on my channel, but with like a twist that brings in the spiritual side, the intuitive side, the deeper side of things, not just fucking facts. I need you to recognize that whatever your life has brought you to, has literally cultivated the value that you're here to give and gift to others. Okay? I need you to recognize that though, because if you don't recognize that, then you may be someone that's like, why isn't everybody recognizing my authority on this subject? Why aren't people like recognizing that I have authority? Why aren't people recognizing that like I have so much experience? Because you need to recognize it first. You need to celebrate it first. You need to be the one that steps up to bat, that it becomes your own cheerleader first. You have to be the first. Okay? With this, gaining influence, right? And I want you to notice how it's working backwards. That's the paradox. Celebrate it now. Recognize it now. Realize that you're gaining influence now, that you have all of the influence now. Because that is actually what creates it, what helps it manifest, what builds the momentum, what gets it there, what charges it, what creates that magnetic charge where it has no choice but to literally manifest for you. Gaining influence. You are gaining a platform, a following of individuals who are drawn to your message. This influence is a powerful gift. Use it to inspire, uplift, and create meaningful change. Recognize you have all of the value, all of the things that you already need for this platform. Whatever this is, whatever that platform is for you, you already have it within you. Okay? This is also for someone who is building a platform, who is building an influence. You are here to have an impact, a powerful impact. You are here to help people recognize their value. You are here to help people celebrate the wins before they come in because they're already there. They're already there. Okay? Now, the last card that's here that was buried underneath all of those cards, malicious intent. This just feels like the programs, the indoctrination, right? The things that we're told that are seeded into our consciousness, our subconsciousness at very young ages where we don't even realize that it's happening, but we know maybe something's wrong. But we don't have context. We don't have we don't have perspective yet. This feels like the root, really. The root of sabotage, the root of why you don't allow yourself to just have it now, to just celebrate now, to just recognize it now, to realize you have influence right now. Be mindful of those around you. Not all intentions are what they seem. Notice when the energy feels off and use your discernment to gain better clarity. For some of you, this may be a person or people. If it is, then remember what I said about that broke mindset. Get away. Okay? If you're someone who can insulate and be like, nope, you've practiced your boundaries around nope. Is a nope, not I'm not I'm not entertaining that shit. If you're someone that is really good with kind of insulating yourself, do the thing, but get away from whatever this is. If you realize someone has malintent for you, if you realize someone is not your cheerleader or wants to bring you down or wants to poo-poo on your ideas or wants to talk about inflation all the time, you need boundaries. You need to get away. You need to make clear boundaries for yourself, for them, and for your own best interest, to be honest. Okay, what's on the bottom of the deck? I can't make this shit up. Communication. Stagnation ends when conversations begin. Whether it's speaking up or truly listening, an open exchange will bring the breakthrough you need. Some of you are going to need to say the things to whatever this is, especially if it's a person. Say, you know what? No, 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 no. No. Drawing a heavy boundary. That's a hard no. That's a full stop. That's a period, point blank no. Okay? Anyways, my dear, thank you so much. I'm going to leave this here because that's what I'm feeling too, but I'm going to leave you off with a little bit of a sage blessing. Okay? In the name of all there is, was, and ever shall be, I clear and cleanse the things from this. What was going on? I clear and cleanse the space, whoever's in it and whoever is open to receive. I offer you this sage blessing. Anyways, my dear, that is your full moon message. I'm going to have new moon messages, full moon messages every month, thinking about making it into a container. We'll see. I'm definitely going to have a healing container. So if that's something you're interested in or something that feels aligned for you, please feel free to either DM me or drop a comment down below. If this reading resonates with you, feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know what's going on because, I like to know these things too. I'm curious too. I'm a human. So in any case, take what resonates, leave the rest. It is time. It is not time to listen to the chaos of the world. No, you will get yourself so I'm going to say it like this. You're going to get yourself fucked up real quick. Okay? It is time for you to go inward and cultivate that which you prefer. Peace, love, harmony. So that in that cultivation, you can dispense it in those interactions. And your currency that you give, the value that you give, is priceless. Priceless. Anyways, my dears, thank you so much for watching. Big reading. I love you. I hope you gained some value from this. Do your letters, do the practice, do the journal prompts, and I will see you in the next one.